What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Arsenal Career Mode. This is episode number 13, and in today's episode then, as you would see, we're starting off today's episode with a loan offer, a 2-year loan offer for Eddie Nketiah, received from SL Benfica in the Portuguese league, the Liga NOS, I believe it's called over in Portugal. But as you would see, it's rejected and Nketiah is going nowhere. So going into the first game of today's episode, taking on Blackburn Rovers here, looking for a win. We know we should be winning this game. We know it should be an easy qualification to the next round of the FA Cup. However, Blackburn, they had other ideas of that. As you would see, they were pressing, they were looking dangerous on the attack, and you would see that it wouldn't take long for Blackburn to go ahead and get their opening goal at the Emirates. Yet, just under the 20-minute mark in the first half, and it's Arsenal 0, Blackburn 1, and the thing that I said shouldn't have happened is happening. Yet the cup upset, the curse of the FA Cup with the lower teams. We all know the big teams should be beating the littler teams, but when the littler teams come against the bigger teams, they always like a cup upset. If you remember a couple seasons ago, it happened in real life when Arsenal got knocked out by Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup for a Jed Spence masterclass. So again, we all know it can happen, and Arsenal, well, we know it can happen to them quite a bit. So as you would see then, second half begins, first half ends, and it ends with Blackburn winning 1-0 up. Now the first half, as you would have seen by the highlights, it was all Blackburn Rovers. I couldn't do anything, I couldn't get out my own half. They were attacking, they were pressing, they were doing well, they were firing on all cylinders. And then you would have seen, just here, 10 minutes to go, there's a saviour in the Arsenal first 11, and his name is Joe Willock. I'm so happy I brought this guy back. He's reliable when we need him to be, and he comes up clutch when we need him to be as well. So Joe Willock grabs an equaliser, and he sends us to an FA Cup replay, which I really didn't want. And I didn't want it because we've already got game upon game upon game in this first season. As we know, we're in the Premier League, we're in a title race at the minute, which is realistic. I'll keep putting that in because some people think it's not. It's realistic for Arsenal to be in a title race as we are in real life. We've got, I was going to say EFL Cup games, but we're out of that. We got knocked out by Haaland and Man City. We've got Europa League games coming up. And then, of course, if we keep having FA Cup replays, it's going to delay our schedule a lot more, and it's going to increase the amount of tiredness we have within the team on top of the other games we have already. So, yeah, as you would see then, it finishes 1-1 against Blackburn Rovers. Now, we will have an FA Cup replay. Not sure when it will be, but it will be away from home that time. Against Blackburn, so you've got that to look forward to once again. Maybe some more drama against Blackburn at their home place as well. But guys, it was time to look at what we've got to face now, not what we've got to look at the future. It was time for Manchester United away from home at the Theatre of Dreams at Old Trafford. Now this guy, the man you just saw in yellow, wearing the Arsenal badge, Aaron Ramsdale, has been on electric form as of late. He's been keeping us in games. If it wasn't for Aaron Ramsdale, we wouldn't be going to an FA Cup replay in the FA Cup against Blackburn Rovers. So, and I've got to say, this game against Manchester United, it was about two goalkeepers on amazing form. De Gea for Man United, Aaron Ramsdale for Arsenal. And I've got to say, Man United, they were being hard to break down. Now, they're not having the best season under Erik ten Hag in the first season here. They're far from it. They're about 6th or 7th at the minute, so they're not having the greatest of seasons. They're finding it hard to get into the top 4, but I'm sure they can find a way into it. You would see, though, Martin Odegaard would go ahead and grab us a goal to go ahead and put us 1-0 up in this one. And to be honest, this game, what was it about? It was all about hitting on the counter. Yeah, Man United, they didn't have the pace to keep with us. And you would see here, we would grab a second goal through Gabriel Martinelli, who's been on amazing form this season. And I've just got to say, it really was about hitting on the attack, hitting on the counters. And if Man United could keep up, then we would still be at 0-0. But they couldn't. They didn't have the pace, they didn't have the legs, they looked tired, and that's why we were 2-0 up at half time. And we all know the difficulty is up now. It's ultimate difficulty. A game is never an easy game, but you would see here, when I say Aaron Ramsdale's on fine form, he's on fine form. Yet a double save, one after another, from Aaron Ramsdale. Now, we all know how easy it is to concede rebound goals, but Aaron Ramsdale was like, nope, not today. But, however, you would see that Bruno Fernandes, the guy that always likes to score against me, goes ahead and scores against me, and it is at 2-1. So you would see Ronaldo going down here on the floor, staying on the floor. Thomas Partey, a rash and reckless tackle, didn't need to do it. There was no excuse at all. Didn't need to put that tackle in. But after the red card, after the sending off for Thomas Partey, who will miss the next Premier League game now, you would see that we would go ahead and grab all 3 points and stay within the top 2 of the Premier League. Now, the only team that is really troubling us at the minute is Chelsea. They're sticking with us. They're looking stronger than us. And I've got to say, it is really just about trying to stick with the bigger teams, trying to claim as many points as we can. Now, we all know we are nailed on top 4 this season. We all know it. There's nothing really to worry about. And I've got to say, it's just about keeping consistency. Yeah, Arsenal, they've struggled with it for years, keeping consistent towards the end of the season. Now that we are entering the second half of the season, when we get past January, we all know that's when it counts. It's the last bit of the season, it's the last little push. Can we finish strong? Now, it was transfer deadline day, and we did have a bit of panic on deadline day. Yeah, it was panic deadline day signing time. You would see that we do have currently 2 7-month injuries. Odegaard out for 7 months, Eddie Nketiah out for 7 months. Two of the main players in the Arsenal starting 11 are out for 7 months, and they're both out with ACLs. Now, again, is it because they're getting overworked? Is it because they're overtired? Again, we don't know, but we all know they're out for 7 months. So it was deadline day panic time, and I had to go out and I had to look for a new English striker, a backup to Gabriel Jesus, because we currently don't have a backup to Jesus, and Nketiah is the only backup. So we've got to hope now with this new loan signing for the rest of the season that he's going to put his weight. And I went for none other than the English 25-year-old 78 rated Ollie Watkins. Yeah, Ollie Watkins, he's joining Arsenal on a short-term loan deal. Now, I've got to say, Ollie Watkins, could we have got better? Maybe, but is it a good deal? Yes, he's on a short-term loan deal, and I'm sure he's going to put his weight. But guys, that will end today's episode of Career Mode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please go down, like and subscribe to the channel. It's muchly appreciated, and I do hope you are having an amazing day. Stay safe, always have a smile on your face because it goes a long way, and I'll see you guys very soon for the next one. Bye for now.